So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of the Shield Dude on a Couch. It's been a while. I was out on vacation, but I am back, Couchers, and I am back to talk about an album that actually came out the day I flew to my vacation. It's a band called Higher Power, and their new album is called There's Love in the World If You Want It. And this was a surprise album. Nobody knew that they were releasing this until they released it that day. So it was like, surprise, surprise.
Surprise, 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 motherfucker.
Yes, pleasantly surprised. There was a single from this album called Absolute Bloom that they had released in February 2024. So when they released that last year, I thought that a new album was coming out that year, but then nothing happened. I saw no news, so my hopes were like, oh, maybe it's just a single. They're not going to release anything. And this is a band that I discovered in the beginning of 2020. They put out an album back in 2020 called 27 Miles Underwater, which was one of my favorite albums of that year. But it's such a shame because they put out that album and obviously the pandemic happened just a few months after. And I think like this amazing album, just like a lot of people missed out on it. And then after that, you know, the momentum that they had with that album, it went away. So it's been 5 years and this is their third album. So Higher Power is a band from Leeds, England, and they started more as a hardcore band, but to me they play like some hardcore elements with some alternative rock, some grungier elements to their sound. And I really loved it. They started doing that a lot on 27 Miles Underwater. So on this new album, There's Love in the World If You Want It, is their first album produced solely by the band. So they did everything for this. So I can tell maybe that's why it took longer to release this record, because the first single was released more than a year ago. So yeah, the frontman from the band, Jimmy Wizard, on this album, he goes more into a deeper, more personal area. He, like a lot of personal themes of self-doubt, like wanting to improve oneself, but feeling like you cannot do it. So it almost feels like you're reading like his diary, his inner thoughts. And their last album, 27 Miles Underwater, I think it was maybe less personal, but I love that record. So on this one, they keep experimenting with their sound, so they're not pigeonholed in like one category, just like a band like Turnstile would do. Obviously, Turnstile being a more known band, but this band to me, their sound is more in that like alternative, grungier type of sound mixed with hardcore, like the 90s. And of course, if you watch my channel, you know that I'm a fan of 90s sound. So they do that. This album is 9 tracks, 33 minutes in length, so it does not overstay its welcome. So my favorite tracks, I gotta say, Absolute Bloom, which is the single that they released a year and a half ago. I still love it. It's really catchy. It has a great bass line, and it started this record. I think it's smart because I think this song carries more of the sound that they did on their last record to this one. So it's a good like bridge to this new album. I wouldn't say this new album is like a departure from what they did on 27 Miles Underwater. I think it's more of a continuation because both albums sound like the same band. And I think they experimented on that record and they experimented on this. So I wouldn't say this is a totally different sounding record in my opinion. So there's other tracks. Now they have their last single that they released is All the Rage. And I love the guitars on this track, you know, the change in the vocal style from the more serene to a little bit like more aggression in some parts, but also a great chorus, like very sing-along like chorus. The song that I think is very like delves into like a subject matter is better, because better, it's an uplifting song about overcoming like your own hardship, like you wanting to be better. And who doesn't want to be better?
I can be better. I want you to see a better version of me.
Yes, just like that. Like it's a feeling of like wanting to improve. But it's the chorus. It says, "Better I want to be." But like when I read the lyrics when I was hearing the song, I thought of like, "Better I want to be." It sounded like Yoda talking, because I'm like, why better I want to be and not I want to be better? But when you hear the chorus, better, and when they use the I want to be, it makes sense. It's a great chorus in the song, and you really feel like Jimmy is just like wanting to improve as a human being. So it's a great track. You have also tracks that you have like people like from other bands, from Kaleidoscope, features a member from the band Basement. They're another like great like alternative rock band from England, and he's featured on that track. And that has like some melodic hooks to the song, which I think like help having that person from Basement on that track. So I think that's something that this song does. It has like a very hook that grabs you, and that's why I think it's a standout. Also, another song that I really love that should be a single, Lunar Tuesday. I thought the guitar on that one, the singing, it's so melodic. That's something maybe that this album is a little bit more melodic than 27 Miles Underwater. That one was more aggressive at times. This one dials down and it's a little bit more mellower at times, but also a lot of like riffing. Reminds me of a band like, let's say, Quicksand meets Helmet type of vibe. So Lunar Tuesday, another great track. And the closing track is one of my favorites, My Sweet Surrender. Love the somber guitar part when it starts, and then you get like that sweet 90s grunge guitar sound that I love. And it builds upon, and the song ends with some of the best drumming on the record. It feels like the drummer is just pounding away hard, and it really is a great way to close this record. So yes, I wanted to talk about this record, even though it came out a few weeks ago, because back in 2020 I still didn't have my channel, so I couldn't talk about 27 Miles Underwater. Unfortunately, I don't see that the band is going to be touring for this album, and I hope I hope that the band keeps going, because unfortunately when they released that other amazing album, life happened and it was like bad timing. But now I think the band sounds tighter than ever, and the fact that they self-produced this record says a lot. So hopefully we will have more Higher Power for the near future. So I want to know from you, Couchers, what do you think of Higher Power? There's love in the world if you want it. Comment down below what are your favorite tracks from this record, and if you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm to get to more people like yourself. So until next time, Couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on the Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.